Picture this. You suit up like an astronaut, except instead of heading to space, you're about to dive into humanity's toilet. Welcome to the life of a sewage diver, where your office smells like every decision the city ever made, and the dress code is hazmat chic. If you've ever wondered who fixes what goes disastrously wrong beneath your feet, stick around, because in the following minutes, you'll learn why this is simultaneously the grossest, most heroic, and oddly beautiful job that almost nobody sees. But first, a quick reality check. Confined space work kills. Between 2011 and 2018, more than 1,000 workers died in confined space incidents in the United States alone, and dozens of those fatalities happened in sewers, manholes, and storm drains. Yep, this is not glorified mop work. All right, gear up. You don the suit, thick neoprene or a full hazmat dry suit, a face mask, the heavy helmet with its single hopeful light, and an oxygen pack that hums like a tiny judgmental refrigerator. The first thing you notice isn't the smell. You don't really register that on gear, it's the claustrophobia. Your world instantly becomes helmet, torch, and water. For a second, the surface is a rumor behind you. You climb down a ladder into a manhole that's as deep as a 2-story house, and you step into water that's black as cola and twice as thick. Visibility, 0. Sound, none. Except for the distant whoosh of traffic above, and the aggressive tick of your own breathing. It's like sneaking into a different planet that forgot to install lights. People always ask, why would anyone choose this? Pay is part of the answer for some, and the adrenaline is another. But there's also a weird, old-school pride. You make the city work. You are the emergency mechanic for civilization's plumbing. That doesn't exactly roll off the resume at Thanksgiving, but it matters. Once submerged, orientation becomes a tactile sport. Without sight, you learn to read the world like a blindfolded detective. Feel for pipe joints, listen for the change in flow, map the tunnel by touch. Divers carry reels of line, one wrong turn in a flooded tunnel, and you're navigating by memory. Technology helps. Sonar crawlers, CCTV cameras, and remotely operated robots can do reconnaissance. But nothing replaces a human where heavy tools must be dragged, obstructions cut, or heads poked into impossible nooks. And what you find down there? Oh, humanity's trash catalog. Rings, phones, bikes, shopping carts. Yes, a full-size shopping cart, plus things you didn't want to imagine. Bricks of unflushed cultural trivia, and occasionally, items that hint at the city's history. A coin from 1943, a vintage shoe, maybe a plaque from a long-gone storefront. Sewers are like the city's lost and found, only more dramatic. Also, people in industries flush more than you think. Designers use a planning metric called population equivalent to size treatment plants. Roughly 200 liters of sewage per person per day is a common planning number in many places. That's hundreds of liters sloshing through the net of pipes every day, the river of our lives. Sewer divers trade stories the way surfers count waves. There's the classic shopping cart retrieval. Shove the cart loose, get it down to the lift, and hope you don't lose a glove in the process. There's the phone resurrection. Yes, phones can sometimes be recovered and miraculously revived, which is a mix of magic and tiny miracles. Then there's the weird. A toilet seat found where no toilet should logically have been, or a full Halloween display that had somehow been swallowed whole. Wildlife turns up too. Rats are the headline act, of course, industrious, opinionated, and surprisingly fast. But once, a team found a nesting heron deep inside a storm drain after a flood. The sight of a white bird among the dripping pipes felt like a surreal performance art piece. Those quiet, rare moments are what people behind the masks remember. The glow of bioluminescent microbes on a wet concrete wall. The sudden hush when the pumps click off and you hear your helmet again. Beauty, it turns out, exists in the most unlikely plumbing fixtures. The job requires a code, too, a language built out of trust. Teams use hand signals, tugs on the safety line, and pre-briefs that would make a Navy officer proud. You don't wing it down there. The diver's life depends on the person on the line or the surface team, who won't let you keep going if it's unsafe. That level of reliance creates weird, tight bonds. You do things for these people you'd never do for your barista. Let's be honest, the stink is a career hazard. Even with suits, some odors stick like bad tattoos. Hydrogen sulfide, that rotten egg gas, is an ever-present threat. It's not only foul, it's dangerous. Low concentrations cause headaches and nausea. High concentrations can knock you unconscious in seconds. Add methane, corrosive chemicals, and the occasional mystery compound, and you've got a cocktail that smells bad and fights back. Sanitization is part of the aftercare. Divers change clothes in shifts, and rostered washdowns are sacred rituals. The physical toll is real. Lugging hoses, hauling blockages, shimming through 10 inches of headroom in a slurry that wants to cling to every surface. There are musculoskeletal strains from awkward lifts, and long-term risks from chemical exposures and respiratory stress. The mental load is heavy too. Working in darkness breeds a special, sometimes stubborn kind of fatigue. Confined space incidents are among the deadliest on the job market. Prevention is painstaking and non-negotiable. And don't forget the economic angle. Confined space fatalities are devastating beyond the human cost. Companies can face massive penalties, lost productivity, and expenses that add up fast. OSHA estimates and industry analyses echo that a single confined space fatality can cost a company well over $1 million when fines, legal fees, and lost productivity are tallied. That's a big incentive to do the safety stuff right. So why stay? For many divers, it's simple. Purpose. You're the one who goes where others won't, who pulls the problem out by the roots. That can be oddly fulfilling. There's also the craft. Learning to read a pipe by ear, to coax a stubborn blockage into motion, to make machinery that seems possessed behave. And yeah, the paycheck helps, but pride in a job well done is the real currency. Coming up is always a small miracle. When you climb the ladder and inhale the first unmasked breath of the outside world, you feel like a character who's returned from another planet. The light is blinding. The traffic noise is almost celebratory. You smell the city in ways you didn't before. Fresh coffee, gasoline, rain, and for a moment it's intoxicating. Sewer divers come up changed. The little annoyances of daily life either feel minor or painfully absurd. People who spend their careers in dark pipes often gain a weird gratitude for hygiene and a sharper sense of civic ownership. The city is a living system, and they're part of its circulatory team. When a city runs, it's because someone somewhere wrestled a blockage, patched a pipe, cleared a storm drain at 3 a.m. Without that, our daily conveniences unravel fast. Here's the thing. Infrastructure is invisible until it breaks. Sewage work is invisible until the smell breaks into your Sunday brunch. But these jobs underpin public health, flood prevention, and overall urban resilience. If you want to thank someone next time your neighborhood drains properly after a storm, tip your cap to the people who keep the pipes flowing. Sewer diving sucks in a lot of literal ways. The smell, the strain, the danger. But that's only half the story. It's also a job with real skill, quiet dignity, and a kind of unglamorous heroism. The next time you flush, think about the person who made sure the river of our lives kept moving while you slept. If you like this peek into the underground, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. We've got more Why It Sucks to Be episodes queued, from crash test dummies to theme park mascots. Drop a comment. Which job should we survive next? And yes, one brave soul already requested professional mourner. Don't say we didn't warn you.